Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
At a time when everyone was full of admiration for all he did, Jesus said to his disciples, "For your part, you must have these words constantly in your mind. The Son of Man is going to be handed over into the power of men." But they did not understand him when he said this. It was hidden from them so that they should not see the meaning of it, and they were afraid to ask him about what he had just said. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
In the words of the Gospel, wipe away all our sins. Again, the wisdom literature reminding us to keep a sense of perspective, a sense of balance, and the inevitability of the ebb and flow of life and the vicissitudes that come and go. And it's talking about the advancing years. The sound of the mill becomes faint. Hearing begins to fade, vision begins to fade, physical capacity begins to fade. It's, again, inevitable that things go in cycles. Well, there was a man in a parish I was ministering in. There was a hill on the way up to the church, and he was getting on in years as well. And he used to regularly stop and say, "Father, I have the answer. I know how to get over this hill. Is getting steeper every day. I know it is." He said, "Now I'm gonna walk up backwards, solve all my problems." So he had a sense of humor, at least about his ailing faculties. But the Lord in the Gospel, there's a similar theme going on there too, because it's a time when everyone is full of admiration for all he's doing, but he doesn't take the adulation, he doesn't take the praise, doesn't stand up and say, "Ah, it's just great, thanks a million," He says, no, anticipate that time when the Son of Man will be rejected and handed over into the power of men. And so Proverbs and the wisdom literature will counsel the same direction, that in the time of prosperity, consider the time of want. In the time of health, consider the time of illness, and vice versa. When we're in a time of want or need, well, there was also a time of prosperity. And when we're sick and unwell and miserable, well, there was a time when we enjoyed health. And like Job, again, that's wisdom literature. The Lord has given, the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. If we take happiness from God's hand, must we not take sorrow also? It's simply the way life is. It's how things are. And we know through Christ that through this cross, as it were, through this contradiction, that's the kind of, the horizontal and the vertical, they clash, through this contradiction, a seeming contradiction or paradox of life, that is the way of the cross. Yes, there are times it's in the marriage vows, isn't it? For better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, yet all the days of our life. So there's great wisdom in what the church teaches and what Scripture offers us, especially today, to, by all means, enjoy youth, the age of dark hair. They could just say the age of hair. That would do fine as well. But to realize that it has its time, and wonderful, it can be very creative and fulfilling in so many ways. All our students going back to college now, anticipating great learning and movement forward, and ambitions and dreams, no doubt, for the world. That's the wonderful time that it is. Advancing years maybe calm some of that fervour. Some of the hair goes and turns grey while it's at it, whatever's left. And hopefully we gain a little bit of wisdom along the way to see things in a broader perspective. So, in the meantime, all of the things that we attach ourselves too closely to are mere vanity, because they pass away. They come and they go. And so the conclusion of the book of Ecclesiastes for us to take away is that, look, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Not to store up or attach ourselves too much to the things of this world, but be mindful of the cross that is not far away, the shadow of the cross, and that Christ has trodden that path before us. And he is the way through all of this, ultimately, and the truth and the life. So they're afraid to ask him about what he has meant, but we see it now in the light of the resurrection.